Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Skel DM Cobb 37 coming at you on Friday, July 10th. And on the way to get the kids, I thought I'd have a little update with the DH&T. Even though I'm not driving home and thinking, I'm driving, getting the kids and thinking. And I'll be driving home and thinking, but I would rather do this now versus later. Everything is great. And when I say everything, I mean everything is as good as it can be right now. And if you haven't been living under a rock or in a cave or doing some sort of Ted Kaczynski kind of stuff. Oh, you're falling over. Hold on. Go. Ted Kaczynski kind of stuff. Then you know what I'm referring to. Oh, green light. Am I going to make it? Yes, I am. Nice. Okay. So, yesterday, we played episode 55 of the Agile Epic storyline, and it is a wonderful story, wonderful gamers, and I'm having a tremendous time being the Dungeon Master. And to continue to play, we have done online where someone will, what I call, just be on the screen and get rid of you. Okay. Be on the screen, and I think I've gotten to the point where the microphone above the table is picking up whoever is on the screen. Last night, at the very bitter end, we went to basically everybody online. You know, Daryl's an hour away, so he's going to be online. Randy, who works for the water department, had a big job, and it's very hot, so he wasn't feeling it. And who can blame him? Because when it's 100 degrees and you're out working in the heat, all you want to do is go home and sit in your favorite chair. So, and then Destiny lives with someone who can't, like a high risk for the breathing disorder that's going around, the double plus bad cold. So she's been gaming online. And then Dan, at the last second, said that he couldn't make it. So Chris was like, well, I'll just stay home. And who could blame him? So everyone was on. Now when there's only one person, like when it's just Daryl on the TV screen, you can see him pretty good on the video that's going out live or went up on YouTube today. But if there's more than one, obviously everybody shrinks down to fit onto the screen. So you can still hear everybody great, though, which is probably more important, because what exactly are you going to see on the screen other than them? I mean, they might get up and leave, but that's not necessarily interesting. You're just looking at an empty chair. So the audio part is actually more important. And I have read somewhere that if you're going to stream games, people find that the audio is actually more important than the video, probably for that reason. Probably get more information out of the audio than you do out of just watching people's expressions, which is what you're going to see. Now, there's probably some fancy streamers out there that'll put up maps, or if they game through Roll20, it's an interactive map, but I honestly don't I mean, that's neat, but to me, it's not near as great as having the figures and the miniatures. To me, that's fun. So, different strokes for different folks. But if you're going to game, you should game the way you want to game. That goes for anybody. So, the way I did it last night, so then I was just at home by myself and had the map and all the figures, and everyone else was at the end of the table on the screen. And it was once again fun streaming it on Facebook Live, because I have friends that get in there and comment, and they'll interact with each other because they know each other. And then occasionally I'll read some of the comments out. So that's kind of fun. But I want to talk about, after all that preamble, about what actually happened in the game. And I don't want to do any spoilers. But I want to say, even though what happened was from a psychological point of view, perfectly fitting into the parameters of what someone would do if they were in that situation, at least, and not being a psychologist, but if you have someone raised near water their whole life, they're probably going to know how to fish. That's what I think. So if anyone out there is a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a learned person about civilizations and what people did when they were by some type of geographical landmark or living area, or whatever you call it, geography, then feel free to put your comments down below, and that's always appreciated. But I would say, not knowing anything, if you grew up around water and it was a time when you got your own food, then you would fish. So these people that are these characters have been going on a path, and those of you that have been following the story know that the path is one that is leading them down the rabbit hole of evil and evil intent and obsessive compulsion. And last night's game, it surprised me because they didn't waste any time in embracing the path that they had been traveling when they got the chance. I thought there would be a little bit more, and compassion isn't the right word, but a little bit more trying to save an ally because of what they might be able to basically use them for in the future. But they didn't do that. So that was a wonderful turn as far as this Dungeon Master is concerned in the story, because that I didn't plan that. I didn't foresee that. That was just going with the flow, letting the story play itself out, and then trying to take into account how a person would react if they had been in a situation that had left them with post-traumatic stress disorder. And so that would be the reason why a certain NPC reacted the way they did, and then the characters all reacted the way they did. And I was able to use mood music, and I think some descriptive narration of the scene to help give it a better emotional impact on everyone that was playing. That's just what I thought. as I've stated during the game or maybe in one of these videos, I don't know how other dungeon masters feel, but I feel like it's my job to get some type of emotional response out of the players, because that's the way you truly know that they're invested. And they reacted, all of them did. Some reacted more than others. Some were like in the uncomfortable type of reaction, which is fine because the situation could be seen as uncomfortable, because people can see a situation however they want. You know, beauty or uncomfortableness is in the eye of the beholder. So, but I did try to ham it up, if you will, and I think it worked. I think it was awesome. I think that the players did not try to make jokes to ruin the moment. I have noticed that I'm able to create moments, and the players seemingly are, there's less, and I'll just say this bluntly, less people ruining the moments that could have an emotional impact because they aren't emotionally invested, and that is the kind of game I like. So that's why it's so wonderful. So anyway, I hope some of you get the chance to check it out. But if you're not going to check it out, may I at least suggest you fast forward to the last 20 minutes, because that is, to me, when the gaming is really high quality. I don't know how the players felt. I know that I offered them a chance to have some final words, like I always do at the end of each session, and they started actually discussing a little bit about what was going down. And normally the players, and I've kind of heard this to be true amongst other groups of players, if it's a good game, they'll stick around and talk about it, like out in the parking lot or in the couch of the person's house where they played, or they'll get together after the game and they'll talk about it. And so I don't know how much longer they carried on the conversation after I was like, all right, goodbye. I always assume that they're tired like I am and they got to get up early. So whenever I hear that they have a discussion afterwards, it's kind of like, oh, cool, you know. So anyway, and if they didn't stick around, if they all clicked off like within 3 minutes, that's fine too. It's just a symptom of being involved. Is the after game, because I think an old saying is the best stories are always the ones after the game has ended. If someone else knows the origin of that or the proper way to state that saying, feel free to put it in the comments below. But anyway, just my personal point of view on it. Always makes me look forward to the next session whenever one is so enjoyable. So other than that, if you're just browsing through and you happened upon this video, you know, why don't you hit that like button, and if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, and if you didn't, well then I guess I won't see you. But anyway, until next time, roll them 20s.